You're listening to the Jonesy and Amanda podcast.
The editor of the Daily Oz, no less, Emma Gillespie. Hello.
Well, hello. How are we?
We're very well. What's poppin', babes?
It's popping big time, babes. I'm so excited to talk about one of my favorite shows of all time, which has been scandalized with a Netflix documentary, America's Next Top Model. There's this new 3-part series all about the show on Netflix, exposing all the kind of big scandals that we now know about. But when we looked at the time at this show, everyone thought it was all fine and it was all good. But wow, where to even begin? It's bad. It goes from bad to worse. It starts with kind of setting up the hype around this show, which of course was watched by not only hundreds of millions of people in the US, but around the world. America's Next Top Model inspired hundreds of spin-offs. Of course, we had our own one here, Australia's Next Top Model, but the US version had a 24-season run between 2003 and 2018. It was the brainchild of Tyra Banks, supermodel, who created the show. She said she wanted to open up all these doors in the fashion industry, in modeling, for women who didn't fit the mold. But what we ended up seeing over the decades was a show that really kind of reinforced those traditional values. A lot of body shaming. They used to do these makeovers. One story where a girl who actually went on to win the series had this tooth gap, and it was kind of like her signature look. She looked really interesting because of this tooth gap. Tyra made her have a procedure to close it. The girl said she didn't want it. She pushed back multiple times. They ended up telling her she was going to get booted from the show if she didn't close the gap. She's really traumatized by that. Then a couple of years later, there was a contestant that had a little bit of a gap, and they said, we're going to open that gap right up. We think it's amazing. We're going to deform your mouth and stretch you open.
But this is all off camera. This stuff wasn't covered storylines. This is all behind the scenes.
It was covered a little bit from what we see, but it's so much more sinister in the background, we've now learned. There is this one storyline that is just disgraceful to look back on. 2004, season 2. It's the story of a model named Shandy. Now, she was only in her very early 20s at the time. She was in Milan. There was this situation where they had this kind of after party after a photo shoot. She got blackout drunk and had sex with a driver from the shoot that day. But what we now know, or what her story has been revealed to be, is that she was completely blacked out. She did not give consent. She was so vulnerable. She hadn't eaten all day, and no one in the production team stepped in. No one stopped it from happening. They went into the bathroom and filmed the entire thing happen. And then, instead of looking after this girl after the fact, they turned the whole story into a plot that she had cheated on her boyfriend, that it was a cheating scandal. The episode about this in Top Model Season 2 is called The Girl Who Cheated. And she was made to feel so horrific. They filmed her going to the doctor to get an STI test.
Oh, my God.
Just a horrifying lack of duty of care. And what's quite disappointing about the doco now is that all these years later, no one's really taken accountability. None of the kind of executive producers, not Tyra, not really anyone involved has put their hand up and said, we really let her down. They've all kind of passed the buck. It's, well, that wasn't my choice, or I had nothing to do with production, or I had nothing to do with the storylines. So that has been the biggest shock out of it. But I think that one anecdote really sort of speaks to the culture of the show, that it became so much bigger than being a contestant about models. It became a reality TV juggernaut. And with that, contestants no longer become humans or young girls. They're ultimately commodities for these massive networks. But if you want to be confronted, it's a really, really fascinating take. Right. This 3-part series on Netflix right now.
Hey, thank you, Em. I had to fix my teeth once for that TV show, It Takes Two. Remember the singing show? And there was an agent that was courting me. He said, get your teeth fixed. I went for the audition and didn't get it. Should have stayed.
Did they fix it for free?
No, I had to pay for it and I didn't get the gig.
He's a victim.
What a victim.
Thank you, Em.
Okay, your download is complete.